Have you ever considered the advantages and disadvantages of owning these gadgets? Almost everybody has a mobile phone today. Whether you're carrying a low-end feature phone or an advanced smartphone, you most likely have a phone in your hands. What are the advantages and disadvantages of mobile phones? I am Mr. Mobility. I have been using mobile phones since the early 2000s. I remember first setting my eyes on one as a teenager and I was sold. I knew I wanted to use these things. I knew I wanted to play around with these things. They're fascinating gadgets. One of the reasons why I got attracted to them was the idea of having so much functionality packed into one device. And that is one of the key advantages of mobile phones. Convergence. Your mobile phone is a telephone, a messaging device, a camera, a library, an ebook reader, a calculator, a compass for finding your way around, a barometer, a thermometer, a recording device, a radio, a music player, a video recorder, a video studio, a transmission station where YouTubers and podcasters broadcast to the whole world. Convergence is the strongest advantage of mobile phones. The idea that one device can be multiple things to you. And so today, if you have a capable smartphone, for example, you might not need a laptop, you might not need a tablet, you might not need a standalone camera, you might not need an FM radio, you might not need a TV set because you can stream Netflix and other TV and shows on your mobile phone. That's the greatest advantage of mobile phones, but that's not all there is to it. One of the beauties of mobile phones, especially in the early stages, was the fact that you could be reached anywhere you were within coverage area. So back in the day, we had telephone boxes that sat in a corner of your house, of your living room, of your study. And once you were out of the house, you were unreachable. I remember traveling hundreds of kilometers. Nobody could reach you. Nobody could ask you, oh, hello, Yomi, where are you? Oh, okay, you're going to be here in another 2 hours or something. All of that was not possible before the mobile phone showed up. But with mobile phones, you can carry your telephone around and you can be reached, whether you're on the road, whether you are in a meeting, whether you're in a hospital, in emergencies, wherever. That mobility is one of the advantages of mobile phones. Mobility in terms of telephony. Also, there's mobility in terms of internet access. Back in the early days of internet access, you were able to connect through your telephone line linked to your PC or laptop. And once you were away from that telephone line, you could not be reached. Now, thanks to mobile phones, it really doesn't matter where you are. As long as there's coverage from your mobile operator, you have access to the internet. So mobile internet is also another advantage of the telephone. Another advantage is location services. Because your telephone constantly monitors your location. Yes, you may not know that, but your telephone constantly monitors your location. And the reason it does, or at least one of the reasons why it does that, is because it needs your location to be able to, for example, tell you where you are when you open Google Maps and show you where you're going, how far away from that place you are, and all that. Location services is one of the advantages of mobile phones. It's how you are able to use Google Maps. It's how you are able to use Foursquare. It's how you're able to use all those other services that tell you that there's a fuel station 100 meters away down the road, or that there's an eatery or a lounge where you can hang out with your friends 2 miles in a particular direction. Location services make all of these things possible. And next, the ability to work and play almost anywhere. This pretty much covers all of the advantages of mobile phones, and it's those advantages that make it possible for you to work and play almost anywhere. So whether you need to get a quick document sent to the office, modify a document, modify an image and upload it, whatever it is you need to do, you want to record a music concert, you're having fun with your friends, you need to capture the memories, all of this ability to work and play almost anywhere is the peak of all of the advantages and benefits of mobile phones. Mobile phones just make that possible. I can live Lagos now, travel to Delta, travel to Abuja, travel to Ekiti, travel to Kaduna, and still be able to work, be able to do my videos. You wouldn't even know I'm not in my house. That is the pinnacle. That's the summary of all of the different advantages of mobile phones. So those are the advantages of mobile phone, because you're able to do pretty much anything possible on your phones. I remember back in the day when fax was still a thing, I was able to receive and send fax on my mobile phone. Today, we send PDF and Word via internet and all that. Fax is history. Fax is a dinosaur. But whatever it is that you need to do in today's world, the mobile phone pretty much is able to do it. It may not be able to do it as well as standalone solutions. For example, professional cameras still beat mobile phones at distance, but mobile phones are no slouches. The best camera phones in the business capture really fantastic images and video footage that rival professional productions. In some ways, these are the advantages of mobile phones. All of those features, all of those abilities, all of those benefits in one handy device that you can put in your pocket. That's amazing. It is fantastic. If you brought somebody from the 1800s and gave him a mobile phone and showed him everything a mobile phone could do, I am almost betting that they claimed that it was sorcery or magic. We're used to it, so it doesn't really register. But read human history and then think of how people would respond. People from the past would respond if you presented a modern smartphone to them. It's just magic. Some of you complain about how your aged parents are unable to come to terms with some of the features of your mobile phones, and they keep calling you to come and do this and to come and do that. Now imagine if somebody from 200 years ago was handed a modern mobile phone. He'd probably just think that the gods have come down from the heavens or something. Those are the advantages of mobile phones. But do mobile phones have any disadvantages? Oh yes, they do. Now, because these are gadgets, pack so many things into that small form factor, they can be very distracting and very addictive. Your mobile phone is your alarm, it's your calendar, it's your note keeper, it's your TV screen, it's your this. It means that you are bound to give it more attention than you give anything else. And I find it hilarious when people say that people love their mobile phones more than anything else. Really? Really? You tell me anything else in existence that has all these features and so much of your life wrapped up in it. If you can point one of them out to me, then we can have this conversation. But there is nothing else in existence. There's absolutely nothing else in all of human existence that wraps up the different areas of your life into one device the way a mobile phone does. Of course, you're going to give it more attention than you give to anything else. You're able to monitor your blood pressure, your pulse, your heart rate with your mobile phone. You are able to determine that the food you are consuming has too much calories or not. You're able to tell whether traffic towards where you are going is okay or you need to find a detour. You're able to tell whether it's going to rain this afternoon or not. You're able to tell what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in South America, what's going on in Asia, all on your mobile phone. Pretty much able to do everything possible except microwave your lunch on your mobile phone. You are going to give it more attention than you give anything else. And there is the danger. It becomes addictive. It sometimes becomes distracting from your relationships with the people you live with the people you're working with, because you're almost always on your phone. So that's one of the disadvantages of the mobile phone. It's so powerful, it's so all-encompassing, and it follows you everywhere. For all you care, that's your girlfriend, that's your boyfriend, that's your partner. I don't see how that's going to change, because mobile phones keep having new technology integrated into them, new things, new features. So it gets worse and worse. That's one of the disadvantages. You're going to have to find a way to moderate your use of your mobile phone. If you don't, it will take over your life. All of its advantages put together is what gives it its strongest disadvantage. And you just have to find a way to deal with that. Otherwise, your life just becomes wrapped up in this one device. And you'd find that certain areas of your life, your relationships, your study, your work, and all of that, your safety, your security might suffer. One of the advantages of mobile phones that I mentioned was location services, but that also brings us to one of its major disadvantages. Your phone is constantly tracking you. Every step you make, every place you go, your phone is monitoring you. And what do I mean by that? Because your phone is constantly connected to your mobile network, because your phone is also connected to the manufacturer, both your phone manufacturer and your mobile networks know where you are. You may not like to hear it. If you're using MTN, you're on Vodacom, you're on Sprint, you're on Airtel, if they want to place your location right now, if they get an instruction from the FBI, the CIA, the police, trace you, they can narrow you down to within 200 meters of where you are. That is done not only through GPS. If you turn off location tracking or location services on your phone, that doesn't stop your phone from being tracked. The mobile network uses what you call triangulation, right? There are a number of base stations around you at every point in time, and all they have to do pinpoint where you are with respect to all of those base stations, and they can narrow you down to maybe at worst 500 meters, you can be found. At every point in time, your mobile network knows where you are. Your phone manufacturer knows where you are. If you're using an iPhone, Apple knows where you are. If they need to find you, they can't find you. This is just the reality of the mobile evolution. And it doesn't help turning off Bluetooth, turning off location services, turning off whatever. Have you noticed that modern smartphones' batteries are not removable? As long as there's a battery in that phone, it can be tracked. Even if the phone is switched off, as long as there's a battery in your phone, it can be tracked. So that's, you just have to live with it. And the nice thing is that for the most part, I mean, if you are a law-abiding citizen and you're going about your business, there's nothing to fear. But then there is always a risk of a bad actor in the system who is going to give your location out to potential kidnappers or kidnappers, and things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if that has happened in the past already, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised to see it happening again. There are always bad actors in any system who can take advantage of it and use it to mess you up, to do bad things. What can you do about your phone tracking you? If you use an iPhone and the regular Android phone, I'm sorry, there's absolutely nothing you can do. All of the tricks about masking your location, using VPN, blah, 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 they are really not going to be helpful if your mobile network or the phone company wants to find you. If the police or the military want to find you, all of those things won't do much. If you are really concerned about location tracking, get a phone with a removable battery, and anytime you don't want to be found, take out the battery. If you use one of these phones where there's a battery inside, switching it off won't help you. Those are the key disadvantages of mobile phones. As a rule, mobile phones have made life easier for all of us in multiple ways, in too many ways than we can even list fully. Also, as with most things in life, come with disadvantages. I have presented the disadvantages to you. How you choose to deal with that is up to you. Did I leave anything out? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, follow my channel, turn on your notifications so that you can enjoy more videos like this when I publish them. See you again next time.